that's the guy from the email. And so it's all been, I don't know, the results are yet to happen or to be proven as far as like revenue and stuff, because we're kind of still going through the process. But the momentum, oh my gosh, has picked up. Like on my website, the engagement has gone through the roof. It used to be a trickle, like maybe once or twice a month, I would see somebody doing something, interacting with content on my website. Now it's like every single day, you know, multiple times a day, I'm getting pings in my email, like somebody signed up for a course, somebody's, you know, progressing through one that they've already got. It's just been amazing from that perspective. And you know, logic, it stands to reason that, you know, just law of numbers, a small percentage of those is going to convert into paying memberships over time.
Nice.
Awesome.
I like that
Thank you for sharing, Scott.
Yeah.
I would have had far fewer words to that if I didn't have this before the call.
Any questions for Scott or about what we're working on? And if you want to see it live, you go to yourpeacefulmarriage.com/argue, and it will just opt into it there, and you can see it'll generate the follow-up sequence.
What is it again?
And yourpeacefulmarriage.com.
Okay.
/argue.
Oh,
that's key because there's multiple versions of it. And I actually would love it if you guys would go through that. And I'm a little worried that there may be some complications in the process. I've heard some feedback from potential customers that maybe it's too complicated. So I'd love to hear your feedback, you know, about the customer experience. One thing, this is, sorry, big side note, Caleb. The big bottleneck I've noticed is people are opting in, but they're not even starting the course. It seems like they want it, but they don't even start it. So something between the opt-in and getting started, I need to like refine that somehow or motivate them. So if you see something an idea, that would be so helpful to me.
and I don't know if this matters or not, Scott, but your domain, yourpeacefulmarriage.com, goes to the same place as that /argue link.
Oh, it does.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's on purpose or you have something you expected else to be there. This looks great. Cool.
Thank you. Well, really, it's Caleb who deserves every ounce of credit.
Well, I was complimenting Caleb, sort of,
yeah.
But you know,
I'm still proud of him.
Trying not to do it directly. Yeah, you know how he gets.
Yeah, he won't even show up on camera. Hopefully, his wife is happier now that she's getting coffee.
Maybe she's killed him.
Very happy.
She's like, "What do you mean it's pour over? I want a trap."
By the way, Scott, how was the text set up? Was it through Twilio?
No, right now I'm totally manually copying and pasting. So I have my email sequence set up on it's all through my MacBook. I've got it on a note, the sequence, and then I pull up iMessage and just like copy and paste their number, copy and paste the message, and then on to the next one. And I keep track of it through my Asana. I have kind of a sales tracker project in Asana.
Nice.
Have you
We're going
looked
old
into
school.
texting, like mass texting?
Say it again.
Have you looked into using something for that texting as for instead of your labor?
Yeah, I desire that. I think we're close. I mean, I want to see it convert into sales before I invest in something like that. So that's one thing, but also this process of doing it manually, I organically, I learn a lot. You know, I refine the messaging. I get to see how people interact with it. So I think it's a really good part of the process. I'll probably never repeat it again if I'm successful. You know, I won't have time for this stuff, but but it's been a added benefit of it. Yeah, that Mark is I have tried that one. Have you had good success with simple texting?
One of my clients, they're consistently using it. I
Mhm.
think it's working. It's easy to set up as well.
Yeah, I tried that a year ago. I was a little before I was ready, I guess, but I experienced some of their customer service and I thought they were great customer service wise. Can't really speak to the tool yet.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, Scott. If you remember the minimum viable marketing flywheel, right? Once we've captured their info, we have to nurture them. And what Scott is talking about is kind of a multi-dimensional nurture, because if you think about the way you interact online, we're so distracted, right? Literally, this happens all the time. I will think, oh, I want to read my Bible because I read my Bible on the phone most of the time. And in the time it takes from desire in brain to thumbs, I'm on Instagram or YouTube for 10 minutes, right? And then I realize why I was looking at the phone. Or my wife will ask me to send her a picture or to look something up. And okay, yeah. So I go down with the intent to do something on my phone. And by the time the message hits my hands, I've already forgotten what I'm working on or what I'm looking up. So if you think of your prospects as you're trying to become front of mind to them, just a simple, emailing them once a month or something is not going to cut it. Would you agree? Right? You just have to be sending them stuff all the time. And the people who are successfully growing their audiences online, who are making this whole funnel thing work is, they capture their information. Maybe they sell them a low ticket offer, but they're just sending them information. They're sending them follow-up all the time. And so email is one, you need a multifaceted approach, and email obviously is the oldest, most trusted. It still works, but you just have to be very consistent about it, and you have to automate it. So we've kind of done this in workshop before, but kind of continuing where we've been with Jason, building out his marketing strategy and presence. Now we're kind of logically in the place where we need to set up some emails. And I would venture to say all of our email follow-up game probably could use some help. So if you guys want to open up that document I dropped in the chat and make sure you can have access to it, add it to your Google Drive. If you're watching this on YouTube, my 1 or 2 subscribers, hello, and get in on this live call so we can get you some resources and get you equipped. So let's see. So we've been picking on Jason in the last few weeks. Jeff, welcome back to the call. We want to add a lot of value so you will actually make it back here next week. Have you written your follow-up email sequence for this event we're promoting?
I have not.
Okay, you want to write, you want to be the guinea pig today for the call? We'll workshop through your welcome
I thought you
email.
said you wanted me to be inspired to come back next week, but sure.
You like the pain.
You're always picking on me.
He's had 3 cups of coffee. He's had more than anybody else.
Who said 3? Did I say 3? I meant 4.
Big watch of apples.
Chuck.
The boss
Okay,
is
I
in the
will.
room. Watch out.
Say hi to everybody.
Hey.
Say hi.
Natty.
No.
So cute.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. I'll be with you shortly, okay?
I'm glad he can't.
That's great. Good. All right. I got to do, okay. Jeff, you want to, the joys of working from home. Jeff, can you open up that document and pull open email 1 and we'll work on it together and share your screen.
All right, stand by.
Stand by. Chuck, please do some music for us.
All right, so can everybody see that?
I don't have to.
Mhm.
Chuck,
Yes.
nice work.
Thank you. All I know is the Jeopardy thing, but you guys didn't hear that yet.
No, I'm sorry. I went too fast.
It's okay. You knew the answer.
Right. So I'll fill you guys in. Like I'm sort of coming out of a really sort of slow period where I haven't done a lot of prospecting. So I'm launching 2 boot camps. One's in person for the first time in a year and a half, and the other's the same kind of boot camp I've been doing. And Caleb's helping me spin up a landing page where we can drive some traffic to it and get some either direct signups or book call, like 15-minute phone call with me. So there he is, he's back. So my guess is that we want to talk about sort of what happens after someone has connected and given me their email address. Fair, Caleb?
Yeah, that's right. So the idea is we're going to capture their information to watch that sales video, which I dropped in the chat yesterday. And it's basically, there is value in it. He is doing some kind of high level strategic training, but he's not getting into the tactics, right? So it's useful, but incomplete. So what we want to do is tie that, what they initially opted in for, and kind of fill in the gaps, and then bring them to the point where we're like, hey, if you want to take this stuff to the next level, you really need to join essentially it's a paid offer. So wherever they're at the beginning, you want to take them to the next step. So like for us in the relationship, if we've identified, hey, they need some help with communication, now we need to kind of take them on a journey. Well, what do you do about it? Like, how do you get help? How do you get plugged in? What are the next steps? So after we do our 5-day email course where we just kind of deliver value and prop up Scott as an expert, then the subsequent emails, which trigger, kind of tell the backstory of Scott and Tanya and how they've discovered their framework and how they're helping other couples and how they can help you too. So you're basically just holding the customer by the hand and then taking them along this journey where they can kind of learn about you, start to know, like, trust you, right? Because we only have people's attentions for 1 to 2 minutes. I mean, I used to think 4 to 5, maybe 10. I'm less optimistic. Scott, what was the analogy that we were talking through yesterday?
Well, you said we have to picture them as like a 12-year-old, and then I took it a step further that maybe that 12-year-old is a chimpanzee and is banging on their computer keyboard trying to make things work. And that, for me, if I have the image of that, immature chimp trying to interact with my stuff, I think that puts my mindset right. Okay, I need to attract that person's attention.
Yeah. How do I engage a distracted chimpanzee who's hyped up on caffeine?
Isn't this how you run this mastermind? Never mind. Don't answer that.
We're
No
on to
comment,
you.
It's all about mindset. You're good.
Yeah. Anyway, can you make I'm looking at my tiny phone because my computer. Can you make your document a little bigger here?
Something like that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Is this a Word doc or are we looking at PDF?
This is just in Google Docs.
All right. Can you make that editable?
I mean, this is just the thing you shared. So is your.
No, can you save a copy to your drive so we can work on it?
For God's sake.
Oh, all right. Trying to help you along here, Jeff.
For God's sake.
There we go.
Good chimpanzee.
That's exactly what I was.
No, because now I need to save as, I think. I'm not a Google Docs guru yet.
I think you got it. It should be in your My Drive now.
There we
Save
go.
to drive. Hey, it's Jeff. Let's see if we can edit this. Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Cool. And
All
then
right.
give some more.
All right, let's just go through it line by line. All right, so and we'll workshop it together. And by the end of this, would it be valuable to you to have this email written?
Mm-hmm.
For where we are, Caleb, talk to me, because this sounds like a initial cold email. Or is this just sort of saying like, hey, you've signed up because I drove traffic to the landing page and you don't know much about me yet? Where are we starting?
Yeah, so at this point, they've looked at your cold email. They're like,
Okay.
I'll opt into this training. And now this email generates.
Okay, cool.
So it takes them, so let's assume that they didn't watch the video, or they watched 2 minutes of it
Mhm.
and got hungry and left. Okay. They're a distracted chimpanzee. Like there's a female chimpanzee walked across the jungle and they went after him. Okay. So this email is kind of repeating everything maybe that they just watched. So, hey, this is Jeff. Did you watch the video? Here's the link. Yeah. And then by the end of the email sequence, the goal is to reinforce the call to action you made on the video, sign up for the boot camp, or book a call with me if you have questions.
Okay.
All right. All right. So can you just read aloud for us, and then we can.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's Jeff, Santa Training here, smiley face emoji.
Now,
if you're reading
this is just for context, this is, she's like this tiny little Singapore girl who writes these things. So it may be very cutesy. So we may need to make it a little more masculine.
You saying I'm not cutesy? I'm gonna be cutesy.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of cutesy. All right.
Okay,
So
let's go with it.
If you're reading this, you probably don't know much about me just yet. Well, it's about to change. In this email, I'll introduce myself and also share access to some of my best free resources with you. Okay. So straight up, is this like verbatim? Like, number one, who is this? Or is this guidance?
I think the bold is, well, it's a template, so you can leave it, you can edit it, you can adapt it to your voice.
Okay.
So,
cool.
I kind of like the headings, because distracted chimpanzee, like they're gonna be scanning the email, like, looking for something that interests them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe all they care about is the download link. So anyway, continue.
So hey, and then I guess that little friendly wave emoji. I'm Jeff, and I'm a sales trainer for how you find more qualified prospects or talk to the ones you already have in a better way, like you, who are looking to close more sales.
Okay, type it in.
You want me to go through all this?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not so good on the spur of the moment, right? Like,
well, it's an exercise.
Okay. How about this? Motivated sales and to stop chasing people for business. How about we'll start there. There's a little bit more there, but all right. So now I got to write a professional bio, apparently.
This has to be 2 paragraphs and do it on the spot.
There you go. I'll just do that.
Yes, perfect.
All right.
I wrote a bio for you. Here,
you?
I'll pull up the bio. You guys,
all right. So, my page. Download your free. What would you guys want? You guys are in the room. If you're talking about like improving your business development, what sort of resource would help you guys the most? What sort of aspect of it? Is it finding more people to talk to, what to say in a meeting?
For me, just finding more people to talk to.
Okay.
I'm interested in my stuff. I don't know, Scott.
Did you already create a lead magnet that would be associated with this?
I have 1 million lead magnets. I mean, thousands.
Okay.
So the one that I created is that video. There's a VSL that I created, right? but I have tons. I have chapters of books. I have white papers. I have guides. I have lists. I mean, I've got tons and tons of stuff on every single possible subject.
Because I think the template is to just reinsert what they've already opted in for there.
Yes.
Not a new thing.
Well, let's see, Caleb. Put the link to the landing page in here, will you please? While I paste this. And we'll pull this up because I didn't.
Hey, Mark. Marky Mark.
Yes, sir.
Hey, glad you're on the call. This is great. Hey,
Yeah, hey, Mark.
Real quick on the fly, you want to get into my ClickFunnels account and you'll see that the Jeff Bowie Why Salespeople Fail.
Okay, hold on, let me.
And can you mobile optimize that real quick? So
All right.
because I have like a mobile and a other version kind of going right now.
This is kind of a behind the curtain peek at how the magic works at FunnelFlow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a there's the link for the funnel.
Okay.
Yeah. So I cut and paste your little mini bio there, and you can
So yeah, so Scott, here this should help what you're asking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So there's not really anything here I'm saying, hey, you gotta watch this. But if you go to this page,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't go anywhere yet.
oh, it doesn't go to the
Yeah, I mean it'll go to the next page, but that's not.
But based on seeing that, to me it would make sense if I registered for that and I got this email within minutes, it might be something that obviously is related to the web class.
Mm-hmm.
And are you saying there's 100 things that could be that?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
okay.
I could put in the PDF of Why Salespeople Fail. I could put in, like if you're interested in
maybe like a top 5 thing of why people fail.
Because what I'm thinking is, if this is a 5 email sequence,
mm-hmm.
right? There's 5 things within
mm-hmm.
the same sort of like world, because what I find in my world is that people, are frustrated by only a handful of things, like in different categories, and different techniques help them. But for the most part, it's like getting in front of enough more people, what to say when they get there, how to manage people when you've been promoted out of a sales position, right? Things like that. So this is, kind of the challenge is there's a lot to offer. I'm not sure it matters. What do you guys think? I mean, like, as long as there's something like a value, like here's what people tell me. Download your free prospecting guide now. How about, here's a big one, remote. Or, yeah, actually, it's probably more like.
Caleb, the title of the funnel is Why Salespeople Fail Web Class. Is that right? That needs to be optimized?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it says web class. It just says Jeff Bowie, 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 Why Salespeople Fail.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. This one.
Cool.
Okay, working on it.
And if you're watching this live, this is Mark Nichols, my funnel builder. You want access to him? Give me a call. Well, you can call him. I don't own him, but we're working together. He's the man. Okay. So was there a question in there, Jeff, on like what we're going to offer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we can tweak it later. It's not that big of a deal for it if it's helpful to sort of workshop this for everybody else.
Yeah, I would say to deliver, we don't want to overwhelm them. They're chimpanzees, like you give them their food, they eat their food, you give them their toy, they play with your toy, like one thing at a time. And we want them to digest. Let me rephrase this. What we're struggling with Scott is just getting them to digest and interact with the content. And so what we're trying to do is send them an email. We're giving them instant access to the course. Like they get a confirmation email from Podia where they can go on the course right away. Okay, people aren't doing that. We're sending an email sequence which says it's breaking up the lesson into five emails and says, here's day 1, here's day 2. And people are doing a little bit. Scott is texting them, hey, take the course. So we're just trying to remind our little monkeys, and if this offends somebody, I'm sorry, but it's just the analogy that people are distracted. So we want them to digest the information so they will say, hey, Scott has something to offer. I want to learn more about him. That's it. That's the only goal of our sequence right now. So when they're ready to make a decision in their relationship, Scott's the guy, or it builds up enough desire to book a call with him. So that's kind of where we're at. So for you, I would say just reinforce the original message. Why do salespeople fail? So if you have a white paper, if you have a little PDF cheat sheet that reinforces that message, do that. I wouldn't give them more information. Otherwise, they're not going to consume it. So whether they watch the video, whether they watch the video or read the PDF or book a call with you, it's going to be the same message. This is why salespeople fail. Here's the solution.
One thing that Jeff said that I thought was really good is, if there are 5 points to why, or, whatever the content is, just giving one at a time. I mean, just like, here's a little morsel, here's a little morsel. Is that kind of what you were talking about, Jeff?
Actually, I was kind of asking, but yes. I mean, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Like, here's like Caleb's saying, keep it on point about what the concept is. Like we're talking about, this idea of like why salespeople fail. That's a pretty big statement, by the way, right? There's a lot that goes in there. So here are the 5 things that I think, people struggle with. And hopefully by the end of the 5th one, not only am I top of mind, but some of the content hits somebody and they're like, yeah, if only I could figure out how to connect with my prospects remotely because I'm not doing in-person meetings anymore.
And that each one of those 5 things has another, 20 to 100 things why, but you're basically giving the headline.
Right.
So they can browse the headlines and know that you're an expert.
And I'm assuming, right, so here's the Facebook group updates, like the call to action here, right, just join my Facebook group, and I might change this to book a call. Right, but each time, like, I don't think anybody ever read, like distracted monkeys, people don't always read the content you send them. I could send you a swipe file of 1,000 things. What are you gonna do? It's gonna sit in your downloads folder, right? But if I'm top of mind in the email sequence and something's like, oh yeah, that sounds like something interesting, and I've convinced you that that my biggest challenge is convincing people that a 15-minute phone call with me isn't some magical thing where I'm gonna make you like hand me your wallet, right? It's like, it's safe, it's okay, like I can just like have a more normal conversation about what's going on, and then if it makes sense to sign up for something, we'll figure that out. But encouraging people to have that 15-minute phone call is the biggest challenge.
I like how you have it in your Calendly. It's like no pressure 15-minute call. Like coffee here, there, or virtually. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you saying that, but I still am absolutely convinced that I'm going to want to throw my wallet at you in 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I know. I get, believe me, you're not the first person to say that, right? I'm the magical sales trainer who has all these tricks. Right? Yeah. If that were the case, then I wouldn't need to like prospect or be in this group.
You're a wizard.
People would just hand me their wallets.
Don't cast your spell on me.
Right. Which means maybe I'm not very good at it. So we've got to like figure out how to thread the needle here. But anyway, agreed.
Total random thought, like to get over it, because that is a real thing. As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, I hear you saying it, but like you've heard probably 1,000 times. What if you did charge like a very small fee, like $5? Like, okay, now it's safe. I'm already paid. There's no, like, I got it out. I say, I already paid. Even if I really, really want your thing, there's no obligation extra because I already paid. Basically, I'm paying for your cup of coffee. I don't know, just a random
Interesting.
thought that came to my mind.
Interesting. I like that idea. Like sort of that like, but there's the flip side of that is like as soon as you get somebody to buy something small, they become a buyer, and psychologically you're more willing to spend more money.
Yeah, well, that's just an added benefit. But I
Right.
feel like it
But you're
takes the
saying it
pressure
helps
off.
get you over the hump. Okay, that
Right.
makes sense. Hadn't thought about that. Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
honestly, I like the upfront contract more. Personally, where it's like book a call. The purpose of the call is to see, is to answer any questions you have about this thing. There's no pressure. Like I don't know.
Well, right. And that's the thing. But you can say that all day long, right? I can tell you my upfront contract is, you're a no for now until you decide whatever, right? There's lots of ways to like sort of say, look, my like in fact, some people in my world will be like, hey, listen, Scott, I want you to tell me no way right now, right? Let's just get it out of the way that you're never going to buy anything from me. Cool. And if you want to change your mind later, that's fine. But we're going to start from this particular point of view.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. And if you do it in the right way, it's like, okay, I actually believe him that he's, wants to have an honest conversation. If you do it in the wrong way, it sounds like you're trying to like trick you. So it's
Sales. All right. We've gone off topic. Where are we? Like go up here.
Okay. So here's the first one. Let's just start here. Here's a free chapter of remote prospecting. Right.
Okay.
You love this because, and let's see here. I've got a copy here. All right. Oh, sorry. Digital prospecting. Let's change that. It's a great book, by the way.
Who wrote that book?
A guy named Mike Jones and Ken Guest.
Oh, cool.
If anybody wants a copy, I have some here, and I'll send it to you for whatever the shipping costs. My free plus shipping offer applies to you guys too.
You're just gonna sell me something. I don't want it.
Right, exactly. Next thing you know, you'll be signed up for my boot camp and crushing your sales. I don't understand what the problem is. All right, so I can fill in the features and benefits here. Click that. Okay, so again, there's another link.
I would also say somewhere in there, like, hey, did you watch the video? But I don't know where that fits because I'm looking at a 2-inch screen right now.
I like this. Don't miss out on the updates since this is sort of a cold campaign. Oh no, this is just saying like add me to your Gmail.
Well, it's just supposed to be an introduction too. It's like
Right.
it's really just kind of priming the pump, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, someone comes through here and doesn't complete, then they get this. So there needs to be
What
there
about
needs to be a call to action also for the goal, right, guys?
Yeah, if you're reading this, you probably don't know much about me unless you've already watched the video.
And then relink to it.
Down a little bit more, right above download your free. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's above who is this? Right above that. If you're reading this.
Yep.
You don't know me just yet. Unless, of course, you watch the video. Or something in there, right?
Well, and again, I think we need to think about sort of where people are coming from. So if they're coming from here, right, we've driven traffic, whether it's cold email or Facebook or whatever here, and people sign up and give them the emails and they register, but they don't complete, right, the thing, this stops being a cold email, right? This is more,
They know you.
right, well, they've given me their email address, so now they're in my funnel. So now I can create, this is good. This is like, hey, you might not know much about me yet, right? Did you watch video about, can't spell, the boot camp, something along those lines, right? I say something like, I get it. Maybe you're not 100% ready yet. No worries. So now it's like, now I can say here,
Yep.
blah, blah, download the free chapter, book a call with me. And I would say, you're already subscribed. You're already going to get the updates. This is, you know, interesting about the whole like thing, but have it, you know, consider Virginia boot camp here, and then I can have a link to back to it, since that's what I want somebody to do. All right. I don't think I need it. Just get rid of that. All right, and the next mail I'll be talking about, and I'll create the next piece of thing. I'm going to change my name because Raylan is cooler than Jeff. But okay, Caleb, shall I just gloss over or sort of high level flyover of what's left, because it's nice to workshop it, but we're running out of time.
I want you to have something semi-functional. So we're just doing email one. We're not trying to go through all 5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So kind of start from the top. Let's make sure that we're clear here. And exciting news. I've been texting with Mark, the funnel builder, in the background. He's going to upload that video to the thank you page and optimize it and make it look pretty for you. So thank you, Mark. And
thanks, Mark.
We'll get this live for you here soon. All right.
Okay, cool.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Okay, so read it for us.
All right. So, hey, it's Jeff from Stay On Training here. If you're reading this, you're probably, I'm going to change this, but you probably don't know much about me yet. But did you watch the video about the boot camps? I get it. Maybe not 100% ready yet. No worries.
Sorry. Did you
ahead.
watch the video about why salespeople fail? We're not ready for boot camps yet.
Thank you. Better?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I don't need to necessarily. All right. I get it. Maybe not 100% ready yet. It's no worries. In this email, I will introduce myself and also share access to some of my best free resources with you. So who is, all right, I'm going to have to change some of this stuff to make it more me, but that's fine. Who is this? Hey, it's Jeff, sales trainer for motivated sales managers and salespeople like yourself who are looking to improve results and stop chasing people for business. Did somebody say something?
I kind of burped a little bit. Continue.
Okay. I just usually expect Chuck to be the one doing the burping, so I'm like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll mute. Go ahead.
Saw he was on mute. Here's a short bio about me. I work. It's not Jeff. It's all right. So I work with owners, executive sales teams to improve their bottom line. As Sandler certified trainer, I've helped countless companies achieve revenue growth without sounding like the typical salesperson. You can read my full story about my about page, which I'll create. Number 2, download your free chapter of digital prospecting now. We find that prospecting today requires new skills in order to keep your pipelines full. Get access to that. You will love this because, okay, so now I need to figure out sort of some of the verbiage here, but basically, we're going to talk about reducing stress, add qualified prospects who want to talk to you. Inside, you learn how to qualify and disqualify people quickly and humanely. Click here to locate, download free chapter. Same thing here, right? There's not a secondary thing under the same bullet, same heading, right? Yeah, okay. Don't think I need to do that. Clean this up a little bit. And never sell on a first call. If it makes you feel better, you're at no for now until you decide. How's that, Scott? How's that hit?
Sounds gentle to me.
Yeah, I like it. In general, I like it. Maybe there's some better wording, but it's good for now.
It could be tweaked a little bit, but right, so, something, right, just sort of like, look, because my approach is sort of like in your face, but nurturing. Like, look, I get it. I know where you're coming from. It's cool. You tell me no. Calendar.
You're like the ugly girl in high school who's really fun to talk to. You're
Wait,
like,
did
look,
he just really say that?
Yes, he did.
He's done with his coffee.
He
Caleb,
called me an ugly and a girl.
You're not on mute, Caleb.
You're like,
Forget, Jeff, you're not.
I get
affected
it.
by
I
Piki,
get
though.
it. You don't want to date me, but you know,
Okay.
maybe we can just hang out and talk, right? I
Wow.
get it. That's
Wow.
fine.
And
like
into the friend zone, as they say, right?
Yeah, but Jeff,
Yeah,
you're not afraid to be cutesy.
yeah.
I'm not. Here, have a sideways smiley.
Was that analogy not, you know, relevant? I don't know.
Wasn't flattering.
It's going to take me today to process that, but I'm an adult. I'm good.
You got to work on your analogies there, Caleb.
I'm just shooting from the hip here. Okay, continue.
All right, so head over my calendar, find 15 minutes to chat. I don't think I need an exclamation point or an emoji, but you know how that goes. Consider revisiting, not the boot camp, the here. I think you have a smashing great day ahead. Yes.
Take that out, please. Thank you.
This sounds like a threat, doesn't it?
It's a promise.
Right. So
good at it.
And talking about, and then
what's your teaser?
I'll work on that. But you guys, what else is, so now prospecting has come up. What else is going on? Is it fear of talking to new people? Is it thoughts of not succeeding?
Before we go on to the next topic, I mean, so the next topic is origin story. So can you give like 1 or 2 sentences why you're so passionate about this, why you have devoted so much time to this? How you got into, how you discovered this? Yeah.
I think one thing that can be really intriguing here is, if you, because if I'm getting this, I might be really, really frustrated. So if you can say something about why I used to hate sales, and how I got
Mm-hmm.
over it, or something where it identifies where I might be as your reader. I hate it. It's disgusting. Like, I just don't want to do it, but obviously I need to, so I signed up for your thing. If you capture wherever your avatar might be with your origin story kind of hook,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really care why you love what you do. I hate this thing. Like, that turns me away. If you can connect with where I'm at as your reader. Is there any is there truth to that for you? Did you come out the womb loving sales, or?
No, hang on a second. How come I can't paste this? There we go.
I mean, just for my part, before having met you, I had no idea what Sandler's was. And just after a couple calls, I've just kind of gone and looked at some of the stuff. And it's intriguing, just the very concept of a different way to sell and relate to people that turns the whole thing on its head so that it goes win-win instead of trying to be something that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just ever since Monday when I really started looking into it, I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to read a couple Sandler books maybe. And I think, and there's probably going to be a conversation between you and me on this topic sometime in the future, just because the subject interests me. So I totally get what Scott's saying. It's like, if we can, but like if I'm looking at your webpage, just that little bit, like, oh, the Sandler selling system, that looks different. That looks like that might work for me. That might be something that like my personality, I don't have to contort myself into some kind of bizarre extrovert that I'm not.
Right. No, I love that.
Good,
I love
Jason.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good. Appreciate that.
I mean, that's one of the things I struggle with, just trying to get to talk to people. I mean, I can talk to people if I need to talk to them, if I'm in a situation where I have to talk to somebody, but like going out and initiating conversation is something that I'm wrecked at. I'm just not something I'm like.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I really want to grow my business, but like I've got this thing inside me. It's like, where do I go? What do I do? Who do I talk to about it? Like, once I'm in the situation, I can do it, but I'm not good at creating that. And I don't want to be that pushy, scummy sales guy. And I really liked the video sales letter that you did. That was cool. I like the way you kind of like, hey, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be something totally different.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
that's
it's like,
cool.
I like what you're saying. Like, because there's that divide of, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
And there's also that, like, even if I wanted to be that person, that's just not my jam. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm never going to be able to do it, which isn't the truth.
Right.
Interesting. And I like that perspective. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm reading a book right now called To Sell is Human.
It's a good book.
By Daniel. Yeah. And
Pink.
it's like, yeah. And it's tweaking these ideas for me. And it's like, and what's interesting is that I'm not done with it. I'm only about halfway through, but it seems like some of that stuff really is kind of in the same vein as the Sandler system. So
yeah, Dan Pink's got it going on, what he talks about. And if you haven't read Drive, read it next.
Okay.
Scott, sorry, Jason, we're going to come back to your takeaway. Scott, what's your takeaway before you hop off?
My takeaway is that if you keep showing up to FunnelFlow Mastermind, you will keep moving the needle consistently in your sales and marketing.
Agreed.
Well, thank you for the promo, and I'll Venmo you some cash later, and we'll see you soon.
But he's right. For somebody who hasn't been here for a couple weeks or months or however long it's been for these Wednesdays, it helps push things forward and keeps momentum. So he's right.
I love it.
Thanks, Scott.
Jason, so you kind of shared, but like, what's your takeaway in 1 or 2 sentences from this call?
That putting together an an email sequence is something that's going to take a little bit of work, but it's something that can totally be dialed in to achieve the ends that we need.
Yeah, very true. Mark, what was your takeaway today, buddy?
You know, I'm good in designing and setting up email automation, but I would be honest, this is not something that I'm not really an expert of, like writing emails and stuff. This templates right here, this really helps. It's great.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you having you on the call. And
Absolutely.
sorry I put you to work, but you know, that's how it is.
No problem.
Chuck, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is you always got to be following up. And once you set up a email sequence and you get it dialed in after a couple tweaks, then it's done. So you got to do that upfront work.
Yeah, very good. Who are we left with? I guess it's Jeff. Jeff, what's your takeaway today?
Well, I was thinking about, you have a big party or it's like after like Christmas dinner and like this, you look at the sink and there's like thousands of dishes piled around it and you're like, I'm never going to get, it's like that. You got to just go and wash the first dish. And it's like making that forward progress. So it's really helpful because it's like, okay, this is a good template to work from, right? But you got to go and like do the first one and tweak it and sort of keep that forward momentum. So, doing helps. And what I'll do is I'll commit to getting you guys at least this first one, if not the second one, to you once I've polished the content and make it stick.
Beautiful. My takeaway today, just kind of seeing this process live, is well, I don't know. I'm still processing. It was this is just really good, and yeah, sometimes you just have to sit down and do it. It's writing an email I guess here's my takeaway. Writing an email sequence isn't necessarily sexy. It's not necessarily fun, but it is absolutely essential. It's fun to sit down and design funnels and write ads and build a Facebook campaign. That's exciting. But the stuff in the background, this is where the magic happens, right? We can capture people's information all day long on our funnels, but unless we're following up with them, it's all for naught. So this is the necessary work that we kind of do in the quiet that is going to put us over and above all our competitors, because a lot of people aren't willing to do this. They're not willing to show up to a mastermind meeting and just like knock this out. So anyway, my challenge to you guys this week, and we'll revisit this Monday in our workshop call, is you have this template, work through think through where are they starting when they download your freebie or opt into your whatever. Like for me, when they opt into my free call at funnelflowmastermind.com, like what's the next step? Is it book a call? Is it to watch a sales presentation? Is it to buy something? So kind of think through what's the process that you want to take people through and how are you going to lead them down that path to that decision. So we have the template. Try and write your email 1 or 2, and we'll talk about it on Monday when we get together again. And also you can drop a Google link in the chat, and we can kind of workshop it throughout the week. But appreciate you guys. Tell your friends the funnelflowmastermind.com URL is live, and we're ready for business. So appreciate you guys on the call today.